welcome back. Welcome if you're just joining us. I'm Jean-Luc Bekker, your host of the Rinkside Chat. I'm going to be here for the last practice that I'll be doing at Skate America, and also it's my favorite one. I didn't say that, but we're going to be covering, as in myself, my ladybug friend that was been with me all day, already flew away and left. So I'll be covering this ice dance practice. There's going to be some really, really fun stuff. I mean, the ice dancers don't compete until tomorrow, so we might see some more free dances, a couple rhythm dances for sure. I'd love for you guys to send me your questions at US Figure Skating on X. We'll put it up on a graphic in a little bit, but I'll be doing my best to answer those. But with that being said, let's see who's on the ice. All right, everybody, you can see that on the screen. Send me your questions. Talk to me, whatever you guys want to know. I'm going to do my best to answer all those questions. I mean, ice dance, I'll probably have a little bit more insider knowledge. Insider being the fact that I did it for 20 plus years. Yeah, I'm getting a little chilly out here. I'm not going to lie, but I'm going to try my best to not quiver in my voice. But we'll get warm soon. If you have any questions, though, send them to me at US Figure Skating on X. Looks like we're going to have 4 free dances out here today and 1 rhythm dance, which means they're going to say there's 2 minutes left in your warm-up after that last team skate. So finding your window to do all your elements is going to be quite challenging for these teams.
Competitors, there's 1 minute remaining in this warm-up. If we have mispronounced your name, please notify the announcer so we may make corrections prior to your
Already a question came in. Do I believe that there is an it factor with skaters, or is it subjective? Oh my gosh, that's tough. I think that there is an it factor, but you don't need it to be a champion, because there's been champions that, in my opinion, that don't have it. But I think that it does help. I think when you have that it factor, you're more memorable, because that it factor per se, you can't really put your finger on it. It's like that X factor, right? It's more just a matter of, I don't know, it seems like a naturalness.
Competitors, this warm-up is concluded. Skating now, Celina Fradji and Jean-Hans Fourneau representing France, followed by Katerina Mrazkova.
Skating first is the French team, Celina and Jean-Hans. This is the team that was junior last season and senior now. straight out of the gate, that was quite a few crossovers from him. I know he's pushing her, but he did 4 in a row. And there wasn't like a lot of speed being given to them. They felt a little empty. So I think as they develop throughout their senior career, that's something they really want to be aware of, is like how those crossovers can generate more flow and more speed for them, but also on top of that, like being aware of how much you're really putting, how many you're actually doing. Got a question here. How do ice dance lifts go from an idea to a competition ready? Some of these lifts look insane, and I'm so curious how one comes up with these ideas. Quote, looking at you, Olivia's reverse crunch lift in Smart Deeks Dune 2 part 2. I mean, a lot of the time it's a lot of creativity, a lot of off-ice work and work with acrobats to try to figure out like how this works and how you can be the most efficient with things, and then taking an idea and making it more of your own, and then also like being comfortable and aware enough to try to push the sport. Olivia and Tim's reverse crunch lift is absolutely insane. I would and could never do that. They are machines, and also to be able to do it at that point in the program, it's so cool. And I know it's something that they both are really passionate about, trying to just push themselves and do something that other people haven't done yet on the ice. So these teams are going to be really careful with these choreo steps, because it's something the judges have been really looking at this season, and the technical panel have been watching quite a bit just to make sure there isn't any retrogressions. The rules for the free dance are a little bit different than the character step and the rhythm. And the free dance, you do not have to touch. There is not a requirement to touch, where in the rhythm you have to stay touching minus the 5 seconds that you get free of not touching. Interesting program by the French.
4 minutes and 11 seconds. Skating now, Katerina Mrazkova and Daniel Mrazek from Czechia, followed by Phebe, Bekker, and James
No, it's the brother-sister duo from Czech Republic. This program's intense. It's impressive how they are so strong and physically strong enough to be able to handle this the whole time. He's just staring right at me. Posture for me, straight away. It's a crazy spinning move. Choreographic element. Just very, very interesting. He doesn't make it look easy though. They're very, very, very powerful, this team. They really, there isn't anyone like them in the world for how much attack that they give to their skating, which is so admirable in its own way. Sometimes I think it's a little too much, but I'd say for the majority of the time, it is very, 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 very impressive. Again, appreciate it's very hard to kind of get in that headspace. Love that position. With a lot of the top teams presumably retiring after this season, how do you think the field will shape up next season? I think it's going to be very interesting because I think that just in general, ice dance needs some new faces, some new blood in the mix. They got to be careful of that retrogression for sure. That crossover just went back up the ice a little bit. I'm very, very strict on this though. Whenever I work with skaters, I'm obnoxiously strict on that idea of a retrogression. I think she might have. Did she get stuck in her skirt there? I don't know for sure. Maybe not.
Phebe, Bekker, and
but yeah, how do I think it's going to shape up though? I do think that you will see some newer teams on the rise. Not newer together, but like some teams that are just on that like 7, 8, 9, 10 cusp, starting to really in the world push up in your top 5. There's some amazing quality of skating in a lot of the youth. I think a team like this has a great opportunity because I love what they are capable of. I just think there needs to be a little bit more refinement through things, a little bit softer through James, like through the shoulders a little bit. And I'd love Phebe to keep her eyes up a little more, but across the board, like they have some really nice qualities. So I don't know. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens after this Olympic cycle. I think there can be like a little factory reset. Would love that.
I also think it'd be really smart, personally, if they did like a factory reset on world standings every 4 years. So that way everyone goes into the next cycle or the next quad with like an understanding that it's not carried over. Because I think that would be a little bit, I can't say more fair,
But for newer teams or teams that are getting now new opportunities, that they're not just automatically skating first at every single event, which in ice dance is very taxing and challenging because you're skating earlier. The judges, as in every discipline, will be kind of putting you in that order. Very rarely in ice dance do you see a lot of movement. Only at the World Championships last year in Boston did you see teams be just like, it was the fairest event I've ever watched. Seriously, in ice dance, it's the fairest event I've ever watched was the World Championships last year. I thought it was excellent judging for the most part. People were rewarded for what they showed and what they did, and people were punished for mistakes. So honestly, like, I wish there was more of that. It feels it's an Olympic season, so it feels like there's some difference in judging opinions happening currently, and that's as much as I want to go into on that. Talking about retrogressions, that has got an exclamation mark written all over it. Got kind of far. Got to be really careful. I love the attack, don't get me wrong, but just with the current system and the rules that we're working with, I'd love for them just to be a little bit more careful on that. Really powerful ending. I mean, just the way that choreo step started. Like, if we didn't have to worry about the distance and the retrogressions from my seat, like, it could be very different from a direct angle. I'm kind of at an angle here. You just think that it's a little bit of a risky one. Skating now, Alicia, Fabbri, and Paul Ayer, a team that was just in NHK last week, doing the quick turnaround. I guess it worked out in their favor. They competed Friday, Saturday there, and competing Saturday, Sunday here. So that extra day will give just a great opportunity for the body to recover and the nervous system to reset. And this is a team that's fighting for an Olympic spot within Canada. 2 of 3 spots are fairly secure, and there's about 3 to 4 teams fighting for that third and final spot. They were the team that were 19th or 20th at Worlds last year. It was their first World Championships, and they were awarded this second Grand Prix, I think 2 weeks ago, which is great for them in just that push towards trying to be on that team. It's a team that I really like their skating. I think it emulates a lot of what Hubble and Donahue had with the power and just the look as well. I think that just a little bit more refinement again, but it's very different than what we saw yesterday.
If you look into the distance, there's a house upon that hill.
So, yeah, can you talk a little bit more about the retrogression rule? Is it just the skaters shouldn't move in the opposite direction from where they're intending to go? So, when it gets to their choreo step for Alicia and Paul, I'll talk a little bit more about it to see if there's any examples. So it's quite clear.
This team is very good at filling space when it comes to like their crossovers. Very powerful. Alicia is very, very good at like dancing and moving through with the body.
Program music time was 4 minutes and 8 seconds.
Very nice.
Skating now.
So, to be honest with you, I was really into the performance, and then I lost track of where my thought process about the choreo step. So with the choreo step, they started far side from the judges and came down the middle. Now, whenever they skate towards the judges, it's making sure that that feeling always stays the same. Now, if there's like a moment, for instance, the guy goes behind the girl, like with an outside 3 turn. If that steps back up where you just came from, progression on the entry and the exit of a turn. Now it's only you can retrogress on the entry or the exit. So meaning that you can't have turns that hold so long. Like you could do a perfect level 4 footwork, let's say, which I mean, find me somebody that will, is really hard first off. But right now, I think what's so interesting is just you could do a very, very clean footwork, but if those turns are retrogressing, Like if the entry retrogresses and the exit, then the turn is now like invalid. It's not a clean turn because it doesn't go within the rules. Because they, from my understanding, some people were really holding entry edges and really holding exit edges to just show as clean as turn as possible, which I understand, and that's a really, really hard rule to work with, but I think everyone's kind of getting a better understanding about it. Hey. Fun skate from Oona and Gage.
Program music time was 3 minutes and 4 seconds. There are approximately 2 minutes remaining in this practice session.
Wow, this is a very fun event. I told you there's going to be 2 minutes left after the last skater. Wow. This is a very interesting question, but I feel very comfortable answering it because I am very transparent and honest. As someone who used to train there, what do you attribute to IM's success over the last decade? What do you attribute IM's success over the last decade to? Is it maintainable? I mean, everything is maintainable in life, but it's just a matter of how you can find new ways to keep it maintainable, and that's not just keeping in the same kind of system. You have to always be curious to develop and grow. Now, with that being said, from my experience as an athlete there, they, as a team, are extremely curious about how they can all grow and push each other. There's such a collaborative environment, not just like within the coach to skater kind of relationship, understanding how can they make the best version of each skater, but also like internally within the coaching staff. They all communicate quite often just about like what changes, different things. They wanna all work for the skater. They try their best to just make that best vehicle for them, and also there's such an open dialogue from coach to coach to coach because their team is so big, not just within the coaching staff, but also within the skaters and the teams that are there. And I think that the reason they produce so many consistent great teams is because the environment itself, like the coaching staff is phenomenal, but also like when you're on the ice with all of these amazing teams, like this warm-up right now. So 1, 2, 3 of those teams of this next group train together. And when you're on that ice training together every single day with your world champions, four teams, excuse me. Christina and Anthony are part of IM London, which sometimes do come to Montreal and train there. So when 4 of your teams that are out here in this final group, those 4 are your top 10 in your world standings, and there's many more of those caliber skaters at the Ice Academy of Montreal and in Ice Academy of London. I think that like when you're in that environment, it's kind of like very friendly, but it's also like a dog-eat-dog kind of mentality, where I remember when I was training and I was on the ice and it was Zach, Lagha, and Marjorie over here, and Zach would straight up come up to me and be like, yo, watch this, it's about to be sick. And like, he's very confident, and that I would watch that type of energy. I would also watch other skaters, like they push each other, and sometimes it's extremely hard if you're having a harder day mentally to be like, oh my gosh, like I'm a little injured, I just watched this team do an amazing free dance run through. I can't do mine today because of this. But then sometimes you're like, you know what? I'm going to need to. I'm going to step up. And the coach is there to support you and facilitate whatever you need for the growth of your career and help you be pushed. But I think there's so much more that people don't see and don't understand about the Ice Academy Montreal, that it's just like everyone thinks they know everything, and I don't know everything by all means, but when you're in that environment, it's just so cool to be on the ice every single day with your competitors from a friendship standpoint, but also from just an intensity of pushing yourself standpoint. I hope that clarifies your thought. Is there a way to bring back the score graphic that would say yes or no for the 4 key features of prescribed in a step sequence? It'd be really helpful because it pointed out where those key points were and explained the levels awarded to the audience. So, I mean, like, you know what? It's a great idea. And in a partial step sequence would be awesome to know because there's only 4 turns. Yes, no, or even a timing. Like, give me a T. So then at least I know if I was over the count or whatnot. It just starts getting a little harder because in a midline step, as you see Chock Bates on the screen, like there's 5 turns that they're doing. They're doing rocker, counter, Choctaw, twizzle, mohawk, and or bracket. You can do 6. So like that's going to be a lot of yeses or a lot of nos, and that's a lot of just like stuff on a paper. But you know what? I don't disagree. It's like what I said in the summer, and I've been saying it for a while. I would love that there was a percentage score put out, because a percentage of what it can be. And what I mean by that is, at least in ice dance, like we can calculate what a perfect score is, because there's only a like all level 4 done and done. There isn't like different jump levels or like scoring for jumps or anything like that. Like a level 4 lift is a level 4 lift. So I wish at least in ice dance you could say like Chock Bates got a 97% of what a perfect score is, or a 92%, or Marjorie and Zach got an 86%. And then it's just like very understanding of like, oh wow, okay, so like 86% still great. Are they happy with it? Probably not. But is it a 122? Then you're happy with it. But I think that would make it a little bit more understanding for the audience, and like you'd see like, oh, that's where we're at. Where it gets a little bit more challenging would be in the other disciplines, and you can't really just introduce something for one discipline and not the others, in my opinion. But yeah. If you guys have any questions, please send them my way at US Figure Skating on X. Yeah, I'm doing my best to answer these things, fill you guys in as much as I got, and just give that info. How do we get the ISU to bring the pattern back? Oh my gosh. This is an uphill battle on a slippery slope when I'm walking barefoot. Well, what does that look like for you, bringing the pattern back? I'm curious to know what you think that could look like, because there's so many different interpretations of what bringing the pattern could be like, but what do you guys want to see? Like, everyone's talking about wanting the pattern dance back, and don't get me wrong, so do I. But what does that mean to you? If you want to send me those thoughts on Twitter, you know how to. Skating now the French, Evgeniia and Geoffrey. Team here that's fighting for a spot in the Grand Prix final. It's going to be tough, but everything's possible.
bass of this music and this sound system sounds so good. You can see already in this grouping though the caliber has stepped up quite a bit. This is the team that I find that they are so comfortable at being so close in their twizzles and in their 1-foot sections, their midline steps. They are not afraid of each other.
That is a tight pattern that they're having to work with. They did not have much room in that bottom corner over there. Spread eagle, by the way. The strength that takes is absolutely insane. Because he had her leading the circle above his body without a counterbalance. So he's just working with stacking that weight over himself, as opposed to like on an outside spread eagle, it's like quite easy if you have a counterbalance weight to be able to like go deeper. But he's just doing that from pure.
Program music time was 4 minutes and 15 seconds. Skating now, Madison Chock and Evan Bates of the United States of America.
So skating now, your current world
Loicia,
champions,
Demougeot,
Madison Chock and
Theo
Evan Bates.
Mercier.
Those little bobbles there. You got a little closer on the first, and she came in a little closer the second. hard. This is an element where Maddie and Evan have always made quote-unquote their money. Their midline step, they are so clean with their turns. And they're also very entertaining, trying to push the score. Fun. I like it. They're skating it quite well. I mean, I know that they went to Cup of China, and these programs are very challenging for them. I don't think it's material that was super easy straight away, but I also think that they're trying to push themselves and just really make a stake to fight and solidify, if they can, that Olympic gold medal.
This is the choreo step. Again, this is an element that all season a lot of teams have been having smallest little mistake. But the smallest mistake makes a huge impact. That looked totally fine for me. That entrance is crazy. Wow. Very cool. I see they've made some changes since Cup of China 2 weeks ago, and I think they're for the better.
Theo, Mercier from France, followed by
Which step did you think was the hardest? Counter, C-step, bracket, rocker? The hardest to get clean or the hardest to do? I think the hardest to get clean would be a bracket. That's the hardest one to get called clean. And then followed behind that would be Mohawk. I think one of the easiest turns should be like Choctaw. For me, they're not the easiest. A lot of people really do not like Choctaws. But it's just a transfer of weight more than like having open hips. But I think that Choctaw, rocker, counter were all like pretty comparable for me. I didn't think they were so hard. Bracket though bracket was always one where you have to stay still and not have much movement, where a counter is so fluid and active, where a rocker is like crisp, kind of. I don't know why that's my way of saying it, but a bracket is very like static. You want to turn, not have like press, turn, release. Like that rocker there's a press, turn, release. Counter is flowy. It's a flowy turn. Choctaw's like a flowy turn with this a transfer. I wonder if she's gonna do a mohawk or, yeah, a mohawk right there. Like pretty static as well, because you're not wanting to show much when you're changing your weight like that. You don't want to have a little bobble at all. That is a massive circle step. The concept of is people, I think, underestimate. To be a good ice dancer is not hard. To be a great ice dancer is extremely hard. Everyone out here He doesn't really observe her either, which I love. He just knows that she's going to be there. You see, like, he had the quick look, and it's not him not looking at her. He's just looking, not even for her. He's just very clear that he knows where she is. You see how he just snuck right behind her? It's like those little things, and that changes the tracking. He's probably going to sneak to the other side now here in a second. But just like the tracking there, like allowing her to perform and be in that spot dancing the whole time, but then allowing, without affecting her and the performance of that. Powerful lift.
Is worth the pain.
It's a powerful team. I mean, they have a lot of strength to them. Like I said, I think they're going to be a really interesting team moving forward into the next quad to see how they're pushed.
Zachary, Lagha of
Speaking of a team that's going to be pushed in the next quad, I think this is one of them.
Ponomarenko.
I think this team has some beautiful qualities. I'm not always sold on their material. But I like that their fusion, their desire to be artistic in the free dance, and then they attack. They are probably the second team here behind the Czech team who attack the most. Like, that's insane, everybody, how close they are. And those were a little off for them, too. That second fizzle and third, she was a little behind his timing, but that is already crazy.
Ready for this.
In your element and a choreo step, you can get upwards of 7 points, I believe, which is insane. A team like Chock Bates,
Skating now, Christina.
Chock Bates would be
Carreira,
closer to 6 points, maybe
Ponomarenko,
6.5.
States of America.
To say it's fully 5+5 right now, I don't think is a realistic thing. I'd say there'd be a torn between 4 and 5s on the panel, but I could be wrong. Again, like, this is just my opinion. Skates. Dance frame, yes. Would I like to see it? Yes. Would I love to see some more comparable elements like a compulsory dance? Please. I also like the way that we're pushing it. So we need to find a healthy balance. So with that being said, thank you guys all so much for staying tuned in. I have really, really enjoyed doing this with you guys. It's been such a pleasure. It's been great having Jackie do this with me as well. I just can't thank you guys enough. So I hope you guys enjoy the event and enjoy everything that it brings for you guys. Good luck to all the athletes. I know it's been playing in the skating lounge and in the lunchroom and all the other places, and all these athletes keep saying they hear my voice. So that's great. But yeah, good luck to everybody. Cheer them on. Just remember, they are doing the very best they possibly can, and they're out there alone. So please be the best audience as possible. Thank you. Bye.